Just keep your clothes on.
You're listening to the Para House Entertainment Network. Come join us as we take you deep into the fire to the paranormal realms of hauntings, UFOs, ETs, alien abductions, strange creatures, and the vastness of universal consciousness as we continue to seek what is not supposed to exist as we search for the truth that only comes from going into the fire. Good evening, everyone, and how's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday night? It is Into the Far night, and tonight we've got two special guests, and we've been cutting up in the green room, having a good time. So we're just going to put everybody on the screen now, and just go for it. I got to say hi to our co-hosts, Tanya and Billy. What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, and I think the other two down there, TJ and JB, are doing fantastic also.
Hi. we haven't even started, and we've already lost control.
Right, exactly. It's taking all of 1 minute. Taking all of 1 minute. You know, it's really insane.
Yeah.
But and JB's going to read off the glare of my glasses now, so hang on there.
Yeah. So
we're so happy to have two of our dear friends, paranormal investigators, both of them, Gregg T.J, and also JB Coates. JB is an author of the 3-book series, the Obsidian Guardian Novels. The books are titled Integrity, Trepidation, and Perseverance. And oh yes, exactly. And all together, these two form a wonderful group that you can catch and go out on events with, called Paranormal Adventures Events. So you want to be looking for those. And tonight we're going to be talking about the paranormal. We're also going to be talking about their upcoming events that you all can go and see with them, be with them, and be just like we are today, joking and having a great time. But man, when it gets down to business, they are at it. So welcome you all.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
It's great to have you. It's great to have you, and I've never seen, we've already been on the air for a few minutes, and Gregg T.J. hasn't said one word yet.
Not one. Where are you, Greg?
What? I'm here.
Where is here? It looks like you're in a box.
You can't get a word in edgewise with this group, so
I hear you.
Yeah, you just got to get warmed up. You got to jump in there whenever you can.
Well, see, I just moved out. Yeah, I just moved out to Bumfuck, so I had to get like somewhere, that I had actually good signal that I could do the show.
So you drove like to the next town or what?
Now?
Yep.
Pretty much almost, yeah.
So I'm assuming you're in your car, so we may get to see a live carjacking later. So stay tuned.
Wait, I'm not there.
Yeah, or the police might come up and ask me what the hell I'm doing because I'm sitting here in the car.
I did that one time, and this is not a joke. Great story. Gotta tell you this. I won't mention the person's name, but we were late getting back, and we pulled off at a truck stop. Okay. And it's me and her. We're supposed to be doing this radio show. We start doing the radio show live from the car. Okay. And we're there for about 35 minutes, just sitting in the car talking and doing all that stuff. And the next thing you know, a police officer comes by, knocks on the window and says, "Will you get out of the car, please? We do not allow prostitution in the parking lot." Honest to gosh, we're just doing our own business. Yeah, fun things that happen, I'll tell you.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Boy, he made an ass of himself, didn't he?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was hilarious.
Did you tell him?
Talking about laughing, man.
tell
That was
myself
that was a
before
rolling
anymore.
moment. Yeah. So tell me, guys. I mean, I just saw JT about 3 weeks ago. JB, I haven't seen you in a while. Looking forward to seeing you coming up soon. And we always have a blast together when we're out and
Yes.
doing events and all that good stuff. And we've had some great, wonderful times together.
Yes.
Billy and Tanya just throw into the mix, and you just got some super people all together doing it.
Shenanigans.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, what
It's
happens
true.
on a ghost hunt stays on the ghost hunt.
Right.
Until the next ghost hunt.
Yes. Yes. Until the next ghost hunt, and it's all open.
And then we
That's
talk
right.
about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, pretty
Isn't that the
much.
truth? So tell me, guys, what's going on with Paranormal Adventures Events? And we just lost Mr. BEFE. And I didn't even get to see the carjacking. They just took him out. And... what kind is this? What's going on here?
He must have drove out of town.
Yeah.
The law must have pulled up.
Right.
For prostitution.
Yes, exactly. Excuse me, I'm leaving the show. I'm a little busy right now.
Pulling up.
Yeah. Chat room, excuse our craziness. This is just it's wonderful when you get together with some people that you just truly
Well,
love
we're
to
not
be with and
drinking
have fun
yet.
Not yet. And chat room, sorry, not sorry. This is usually the way we are.
with. Oh well.
But seriously, where did he go? He just disappeared.
Hopefully he comes
He's probably
back. I
gotta
mean,
go around the block.
Yeah.
Somebody
He's
picked up
driving
the
around right now with his phone up looking for a signal.
I think we're William Nighthawk says you're breaking a string guard again.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Hello, Mr. Nighthawk. How are you doing, my friend?
Hi,
Great to have
guys.
you here tonight. And
We've got
it's so
Renee
good that
and Vicky and Tawana. We've got. There you are. You left
he's
me
back.
all by myself.
Sorry, I pressed buttons. Sorry, I pressed the button.
Don't touch a thing.
Don't touch the button.
Yeah, don't touch the buttons.
Yeah, we have enough paranormal events going on without you just pushing buttons.
We thought we missed the carjacking.
Right, exactly.
I can't tell them what Paranormal Adventures Events is doing without you because you're the person who keeps me straight.
I know.
So tell us
All
what
right,
we got.
TJ, you are on about what's coming up with you guys and what's going on because I sure
Well,
don't know.
in June we'll be having it's a kind of like a private event for just the team. It's going to be up in Huntington, West Virginia, which JV can't go to, of course.
Not allowed in the state of West Virginia, of course. Yeah.
No, I will be.
And
I will actually be at Harriman when they're doing this. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're doing your own.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think I know somebody else is supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
night
I
we've
think
got Richard
Sonya
Easton.
and Billy's supposed to be there too.
They are, and
And Bear.
Yeah. And I
yes,
think they're bringing somebody like me along with them. So, you know.
yeah. And then let's see, Richard Estep, and I think TWC is supposed to come too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and the fearless ones.
Yep.
The fearless one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
One
think
of-
Jeremy and Jason will be there.
Yeah.
I started to say, is Boogie coming?
That's
think
what
That would be a shit show, wouldn't it?
I'm not going to stir that pot.
I don't think anybody has to stir that pot.
No. But
So,
yeah,
Paranormal Adventures is going to be at a team event in
West
Huntington,
Virginia.
West Virginia. Where in Huntington
Yeah.
you be at?
It is called the Haunted Majestic. It's actually a riverboat, but the boat was built on top of two pontoons that was used during the Civil War.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And I've actually been there before with one of my friends. It was just me and him at the time, and like we had a lot of activity, and the guys wanting us to come back and check it out as a team. So maybe we might eventually have a public event there later on in the year, or maybe next year sometime.
That would be awesome.
That's cool.
Next year. We need it for next year.
You know,
Yeah.
I've heard of that location. I've never been there. I go through Huntington quite a lot, but yeah, that'd be awesome.
I actually had heard of it too, but I didn't know about the pontoons, and I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
It
very
is.
Yeah.
It is cool.
And
You know,
we're actually going to stay in Point Pleasant, where the Mothman stories are. Actually, in the haunted hotel there. I
the
think it's
Lowe's.
called
You're gonna stay at the
Lee
Lowe's.
Hotel.
Yeah, the
Lowe
Lowe's.
Hotel. Yeah, the Lowe
Yeah.
Hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome hotel.
So-
Awesome hotel. The Mothman Museum's in the bottom of it, and it is a haunted location. Been there, and it is awesome. And anytime you can get to Point Pleasant and in that area where Mothman is, it's a good time.
I feel like I'm missing out because I don't do cryptids, and then I remember that I have to be outside in order to do cryptids, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well,
My knowledge base draws the line at having to go potty outside.
good gosh.
Say bears aren't the only thing that shit in the woods, huh?
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
No.
That's right. Not
Man, we lost control of this show way early.
Where's Melvin at to reel it in?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, gosh darn. But
But we do have another Short Mountain event coming up.
mhm.
In
Well,
June.
Possibly. After the last time, I don't know yet. So we'll put that one on the back burner for now.
Yes.
But I am working on one for August the 20th, and it's actually going to be an event that benefits PKC, which is Paranormal Kicks Cancer. And the guests are going to be JB and the Southern Ghost Girls. And I'm currently working on putting that together. And kind of the rest of the year, I'm more or less just flying by the seat of my pants because I'm just trying to put stuff together right now, more or less.
See,
Yeah.
at first, what you guys don't know is at first this year was just supposed to be a chill, easy year. and then Greg was like, hey, let's do. And the chill, easy year turned to I'm flying by the seat of my pants and you're going to join me.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it turned into let's do more conventions and stuff because
Yes.
we don't get to have any fun a lot of times when we do the events.
Yes.
So we just want to go to conventions and meet people. So
Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, we are doing more conventions this year. We're going to do the pause. What is it called? Non-con. We're going to,
non-con.
yeah, creepy con. We were talking about doing bears, right? Bear, you have one
Yeah,
coming up too?
June at the end of June.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got one up and we got one on June 25th. We've got some stuff going on.
Yes, and then there's
we would
one
be able to
in
do a con
11.
at the hall also if you guys are up for that. If anybody else would be up for that, depending on how it goes. We've still got some things we may be able to schedule into our events, so we may be able to pull that one off.
Yay.
Because the last time that unfortunately, JB, I missed you. You weren't able to come up to it, but TJ was there, and it was just an awesome ordeal. It was like a private hunt, but they had some great people with them, and I'd love to get us all together and have an event. Be able to speak to some people, be able to talk about the paranormal, be able to talk about the cryptids and everything else. There's so much out there going on right now, and it'd be awesome to have another event. We've got an event coming up. We'll be out of the hall and going to the Gaines Tavern up on in wonderful Walden, Kentucky. So we'll be up there on June 25th. Yeah. A new place, the Gaines Tavern, as much as they don't like to say it, but the locals call it the murder-suicide house. So,
guys, if you had seen the history that we've seen on this place so far, you would be, I mean, your jaw would be on the floor.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
It's insane.
That's good.
Yeah, the last suicide, I mean, it's just like a continuation of the suicides and murders all throughout the years. And when, it dates back into the early late 1700s, early 1800s.
Yes.
And it was a stagecoach trail, and it was one of the stagecoach drops. And golly, it was a crazy, crazy place. And I'll tell you, one of the ones that got me was this lady just sitting in the house, grabs a lantern, goes outside at night, sits down outside of the front porch and pours the oil over and sets herself on fire.
What a way to go.
Yeah. I want to talk to her.
We'd like to know what was going through your head.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one I was telling JB about me talking to you about was that event, and I said, JB, road trip.
Yeah. I mean, I will. We're going to be talking about that event next week with Debbie Mitchell-Warren and everything else. And if you guys are looking to it, I'll see if I can get you in as a speaker because it'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah, we would definitely love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told JB, I said, I'll drive from the country. I'll pick you up on the way and we'll go to Kentucky. So.
And it's honest because he lives in the country now.
Yeah.
And she said, no, she said, I'll drive to you. I said, honey, I don't live where I used to live. You remember this, right? She said, like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
I feel chastised. Oh, yeah.
Well, what else? What I mean, so, this year for us, and Billy and Tanya can tell you the same thing. I was like going, slow down. We're going to take it slow. We got to take it slow. And
yeah,
it ain't been that way.
Yeah. Have we been doing that?
No.
I think we're just kind of. I think we got a square wheel on because it's kind of,
Right, exactly. It's been a bumpy ride. I mean,
I remember at the end of last year, I felt so burnt out. I felt like I was just like so tired. And I was like, next year I'm going to take it easy and I'm going to go slow and just ease into it. And now I've got new venues. I've got
Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, well, I guess this is my going slow, taking it easy. This is what that looks like.
It sounds good in the beginning, but by the end, it's gone.
I kind of slowed down for you, but you have to tell somebody else to slow down. And he owns 2 hospitals now,
There's no wrangling Ronnie D. If anybody knows him, they know there's no wrangling him. He's on go all the time. So.
Yeah, we love Ronnie. Ronnie's a special guy.
So everybody's just playing catch up with Ronnie. Yeah. He's 17 steps ahead of you before you even get to point A. So yeah.
Y'all come on.
Checking your pulse.
And we're like, what do you mean break is over?
Yeah. I mean, it was like, for me, I was like going, people were like going, well, you've been awful busy. And I'm like going, it wasn't my plan, but for some reason or other, it ended up Friday night I was out Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah.
And Sunday I'm laying out going, where am I? Who am I? And what did I see?
What's that? And you're like trying to live your normal life too while you're doing everything else. And then, you've got the dogs and you've got the cats and you've got the kids and you've got the husband and you have to put equal time everywhere. And it just doesn't work.
It doesn't. It doesn't work.
And you're like, well, I got to write this book. Well, where is the time? So, yeah, it's been a busy year and it's only May.
For me, all we're trying to do.
I cannot tell you how many times I've stared at the computer going, why won't you write yourself? You know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, I'm gonna put you on the chopping block later because when we get ready to do this new book on the Hall, it's going to be part of the history of the Hall and everything else on the paranormal side, and we're going to do a collaboration of investigators and things that have happened to them at the Hall. And I'm going to be coming to you two to write your chapter in there to make it interesting. So, folks, I know you both had some outrageous experiences.
Oh man, it's been crazy.
Yeah,
it's been crazy. In fact,
Yeah, that's been there last weekend.
We were just talking about the Hall over at Short Mountain, and we were talking about the day that Jenna got slapped on the back of her arm when she was 8. And the lady that we were talking to, she just looked like we were just so full of crap. It was, but I have it on video. And so I have it on video. It's not, but yeah. And so we were just, I cannot tell you how often the Hall comes up in conversation. It does. Like it just really does. If you're not talking about the Hall, then you're talking about Old South Pittsburgh Hospital and, what used to be Hell's Bar, which I hope one of these days they get back to it and let paranormal teams in again. But yeah, those
Hell's Bar and Dam was a great place. Clayton, you ever get over there? Were you ever over there?
Yeah.
I don't know if back in the early days, when I was there in 2010, 2011, and I mean to tell you, that place had some Unbelievable stuff happening.
Yeah,
We've actually been there with Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
I-
that's one of the last few times that they actually let people investigate it, because the people that were over it then kind of got run out. Somebody else took it over. She only lets people in that she knows really well, because she's afraid people will steal something or get hurt or something like that. So
Yeah. Right.
that's kind of where it's at now. So.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not her fault. That's very safety conscientious of her. But it's just one of the venues. They're like the mainstay for Tennessee paranormal investigations. Those are the mainstay for Tennessee paranormal investigations.
And it's also a distillery now too. So
cool.
There's even more stuff to steal in there. So
hallelujah.
The marquee places are really great, but I know, Greg, you really like to go the road less traveled.
Mm-hmm.
I do, yeah.
And a lot of times I find those to be even better.
Yeah.
Than some of the marquee places.
Yes.
Well, speaking of that, Central City, Kentucky, Weldon Manor. Right. Not a whole lot of people's been in it. It has activity off the hook.
Oh man, it's crazy.
The Hotel Metropolitan in Paducah has activity, upon activity. Like we think we've even spoke to like Ray Charles and Etta James and some of them there. So
yeah.
Sometimes when you find those little gems, it's just like, why don't more people know about this?
Right.
But you know what?
And that's where you got to put them on the map.
A lot of the times it's because the owners of the town doesn't really want the publicity.
Yeah. That's true. And that's what happened in Fayetteville to the hotel the hospital out there in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
After Ghost Adventures went in and called it, a portal to hell, basically. And that guy lost his shirt because of it. He was no longer.
I mean, doesn't that happen every episode?
Yes, it's every episode.
It does happen every episode, but
it is what it is. That's what sells, I guess. That's what makes good paranormal TV nowadays. And I don't understand it, because I feel like it's a fear thing. Not everything is a demon. In fact, it's very rarely a demon, but I feel like there's a fear factor there that most people really buy into. Yeah. So,
well, I'll say this: as far as our friends that are on TV shows and things like that, I'm happy for you guys. But for those friends of ours that are doing the documentaries and things now, right on, guys.
Yes.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yes. Gateway Paranormal's doing some really great stuff. There's a lot of people out there that are just spreading their wings and doing it for themselves, which is very awesome.
Yeah, because ain't nobody going to tell you what to do.
But they're putting the truth out there.
Exactly.
It's a true investigation. It's not everything's a demon.
It's real and it's raw and it's captivating without the demon portal to hell and everything else, and that's what paranormal TV has become. And now we're pushing it back. We're pushing it back. We're pushing back against the producers, people like Gavin Kelly, who made Truth or Legends in Your Hometown, who doesn't even bring up the D word, So you really do have to be able to look at these people and go, good on you, and be proud of what they've accomplished, because I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't film my own show. It would be a cluster.
Well, I always say,
Squirrel.
I always say, the documentaries are great and everything, but I'm looking forward to the blooper reels,
Yes. Because if you guys don't know, everything.
There's a lot of bloopers.
There's a lot of blooper reels.
Yes, there is.
If you would have seen the blooper reel for Truth or Legends with Renee cussing the holy crap out of one of the ghosts at South Pittsburgh, that's better than the show.
Miss Renee's in here too.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Renee.
Sitting here in the back, and she's like, "You SOB."
And when she cusses, her accent gets so strong. Like she meant that.
Gavin said, he's like, "I've never had to take out so many bleeps in one clip in my entire life."
Oh my goodness.
Melvin says he is a blooper. Yes, Melvin, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just
Melvin, I
talking.
agree with that 100%.
Shame on you, Melvin.
And my response to Gavin was, "Okay, thank you." I didn't know what to say. I was just like, "Thank you," I guess.
But yeah, I really, really am happy for all these people who are going at it on their own, because that's what shows the truth of the paranormal and not the Hollywood of paranormal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of them.
Actually, Gateway does have one on Weldon Manor, which is really good. It was on
Yeah, we're in
Amazon
it.
Prime.
Yeah,
And me and JB are actually on it. I think Billy's on it too, ain't you, Billy and Tanya?
We got a little
Yeah.
snippet in it. We got a little snippet in it.
That's right. Yeah.
Weldon Manor to me is one of those places that is. I think ours was the first team that ever investigated Weldon Manor. We worked to clean it up. I mean, it was a CSI room early in its day.
Nice.
But
I'll be
yeah,
honest, guys. Weldon Manor
talking
ain't no
about
joke.
paranormal, the wild stuff that went on in that place. There is a lot of paranormal.
Yes.
Now it seems like it's a little bit darker, if you will.
I think it's the fun house, actually. Honestly and truly, I think it's the haunted house that they put on every year that provides that energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It was a trip back then, but it's like a trip. I haven't been there for a while. I know Jason well, and but we haven't made a trip out there. We're just it's an excellent center city. If you haven't been there, go ahead and try to get in and have fun out there.
That's the thing about venues, right? And we're talking about the road less traveled, and there's a lot of new venues popping up, which is excellent for people, especially just the adventure of it. It's a new, building that's been abandoned or turned into a spot where we have the option to go in and see what's there,
Right.
and with Ronnie saving one hospital at a time in the state of Tennessee, and the Metropolitan Hotel and Weldon Manor and all the off the beaten path places that people just don't know about. And because OSPH is so big, and the hall is just a really big magnet just on its own historical wise. These places, I think that these bigger places need to do their part to promote the smaller places as well. Now, does that cut into the money portion? Probably. Probably.
It's not all about the money. It's not all about the thing, because it's about supporting each other. I hear all about this paranormal unity crap, and I don't see any of it anywhere. Sorry, folks.
Nobody does it. Everybody wants to tout about it, but as soon as there's a prospect for them to get the new show, then they're suddenly so bougie that And I'm like, you guys,
Ooh,
this
yeah, I like it.
show is so bougie. And I'm like, you
I've
guys,
heard that
the
word a
show
lot.
is not gonna come. I cannot tell you how many. Joe Vitale.
Yeah.
Joe Vitale is one of those people who has realized that the show is never going to come. And
Yeah.
when producers call him, he's like, they're like trying to pump him for ideas. And that's what they do, guys. They call you and they go, oh, well, do you got any ideas for a show? And next thing you know, your show is on, Travel Channel, and it's not even you in the show. So,
Right, exactly.
so the show is never gonna come. Just relax.
And speaking of like the road less traveled places, Short Mountain Distillery is one of those places. This past weekend wasn't that good because the restaurant was involved in it, but I am exclusively partnered with Short Mountain Distillery to do private events. We call it there's a novice event and a advanced event. The advanced is called Paranormal Curiosities tour, and I basically run the tour. It's like an advanced tour for 3 hours, either on Friday or Saturday, pretty much every weekend from now to October, unless it's like blacked out for another event or something like that. So we actually do the tour right. Like we take you, we tell you the stories, we do the, we show you some experiments, we help you get evidence. And like when you leave the restaurant, I love it. They go a lot smoother, basically. Because the event this past weekend, the restaurant kind of dropped the ball. And if anybody was out there, anybody thought about coming out there or got turned away, I do apologize. That was not our fault. That was the restaurant's fault. But those other tours are booked specifically through me, and I will make sure that you have the tour that you expect when you come out there. And they're not very expensive either. It's I can't remember the exact price point right now because I always have so many numbers going through my head most of the time. But you can actually find the tours on Groupon too. So that's another discount that you can get. You just type in Short Mountain Distillery and it's on their Groupon page. Cool. And I think the last time that we had a group out there, we turned a bunch of drunk skeptics into a bunch of sober believers in about an hour and a half. So, because some of those eyes got big.
I love the skeptics. Yeah. Skeptics are my favorite. Those are the ones that are so hardened, but will leave after the first rotation.
Exactly.
Not all of them. We had one that stayed. He was like the last one to leave.
Oh,
because
really?
we had so much activity going on one night. Oh, yeah.
See, he was a secret believer. That's what he was.
Well, he was by the time we came out of the basement.
Yeah.
Basement, man, you cannot. There's nobody in the world who will tell me that basement is not haunted.
It's the entire property.
Yeah, the whole property.
I wish you guys could have seen what we saw outside this past weekend.
I told you.
You'd love it.
Outside.
Yeah.
All we were doing is sitting on the back porch, and what you see on the back porch, we've had some things on the back porch. And
okay, I can sit on the back porch with you. I can sit on the back porch.
I actually asked the spirits there to pull on somebody's shirt there, and wouldn't you know, 30 minutes later, it was my shirt that was getting tugged on.
That's what you get for volunteering, folks.
Yep.
I was turning around trying to figure out who was behind me because my shirt was coming out like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Tanya, you remember the shoelaces thing at Wilden Manor? Yes. Yes. So they're going down
on audio too.
Yeah, we're going downstairs for a break, and Tanya's shoelaces were untied. And you hear somebody say, "Watch your shoelaces," and it's on her audio. Her shoelaces were untied. She was about to take a tumble down the stairs. It was crazy.
I figured they just didn't want me to be a ghost there.
That's right. Greg was there too.
Yeah.
Yes. Boy, you know what? We all interact a lot more than I thought we did.
It all becomes a blur.
Yeah, it's all together. It's all one.
Where are you next weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, we're all just, that's what happens when we get older.
I don't know about you. Black don't crack, so I'm good.
I'm the old guy. I'm the guy that's looking for, is there a soft chair that I could sit into?
We're going to be real fun when we actually become senile.
What do you mean become? The chat room is probably going, wow, these guys are senile.
We get tickled too because we'll be at an investigation. We'll be on break or whatever, or let people cut loose, and they're all running around crazy, and they're just looking at us, and we're just sitting back smiling.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead, run it out of you. We know it's gonna come to us. All we gotta do is sit still. You know?
That's right. It'll come. You don't have to investigate every room. If it's there, it will come to you.
Yeah, sometimes when you leave,
that is the truth. Because,
our event last year at the hall, I was getting set up for it. Bear wasn't even there yet. I walk out onto the back porch because I left my drink out there, and like all of a sudden I get like this movie started playing in my mind of like old timey, like when the slaves and stuff was out there in the cabins and all that.
No,
for
that
like
was
30
me.
seconds, and then it flipped back to reality, and I was like, whoa. You know, that was one of the craziest things I've ever had happen ever anywhere.
See,
I've
Well,
seen some pretty crazy stuff there.
I love the hall. I love the hall.
it's
The hall.
totally,
You know, we used to. I investigated the hall back before the Night Stalkers moved from Springfield to Franklin. That's when I started investigating the hall.
yes.
And
Yes, I remember that.
yeah, because I met you right after you guys moved to Franklin, and that's been years and years and years. We are getting old, boo.
Yeah.
But you know, I know I won't tell anybody. But it's like it's kind of like Old South Pittsburgh. Once you've been there and you've encountered what's there, you can't help but go back and go back and go back over and over again, because it's almost like a home feeling there.
Isn't it weird how that works out? I mean, you go to some of the most haunted locations and it becomes home to you.
Yes.
You know, you got people, oh my God. You know, I've seen grown men run out of the hall screaming like women. And I'm
we walk through the hospital.
hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know?
Not even have flashlights. We just walking through, like, you know.
Do you need a flashlight? No.
No.
Yeah. You know, it's becoming one of the things that I hate is flashlights. I cannot stand them.
Yeah.
You know, we can walk all over the hall outside South Pittsburgh, same way.
Guys,
You know,
that's why everybody's seeing orbs.
Those big ass headlights. Those things get me. Look, guys, in the chat room, let's talk about these headlights, these minor lights that you guys strap to your forehead to walk through a haunted location with the lumens of the sun. Let's not do that, guys. If you guys want to investigate during the day, please investigate during the day.
You're not a human lighthouse.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's terrible when they're walking through the properties also. If you're outside and you have to do it outside.
It's like they think it's a lightsaber.
It's going everywhere.
With the headlamp, when they turn around and look at you, you're blinded.
Yeah.
Orbs.
They're like, "Oh, I see the ghost! Lightsaber!
Right.
Flashlight!"
Yeah. And have you ever seen, it's like, hey, look, I think I see something over there, and everybody takes their flashlight there.
Click.
And if I figure it's not going to be there.
Oh, it's gone
I got
now.
news for you.
Like, why is it that you think a shadow person is going to be in the light?
Right.
Just, you guys,
It's kind of like going, yeah, that makes
Well, I mean,
sense.
I've actually seen shadow figures in the daytime.
yeah,
yeah.
in the
Well,
daytime,
we
But
have.
if you shine a flashlight at them, they're gone.
they dissipate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
with the critter. If you
Yeah.
shine it on a critter, they're going to run too.
Yeah.
I get the safety factor. It's okay. Point them on the ground, walk to where you got to do, and then shut them off.
Yes. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Night blindness is a real thing, guys. And when your eyes have to adjust, they take a long time to adjust to the darkness as it is. And then you turn on a flashlight and then they have to readjust. And it's detrimental to what you're trying to do anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the ones that come with us, and they are like we have a like
know what
we're one occasion we're in the barn, and there's this guy following Billy around all the time, and he opens the barn door, and the next thing you know, everybody is like running past Billy like there's a house on fire.
Nope,
And
nope,
they
nope,
are
nope,
like-
nope. Why are you here?
I'm like going, this is it. I'm done. I'm going home. Everybody is so important to get to their car, get everything started. And as we
They're
walk
freaking
out,
out, and I'm the one that's being circled by a bunch of sharks,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, And
yeah. But the weirdest thing about it is one of the coolest things, because they're running and they're not paying attention, and we're trying to stop them, and they're trying to get in their cars and going, we're out of here. We can't handle this anymore.
Yeah.
And Billy, Tanya, and I are going, look at that. There's the white lady walking across the thing, and beautiful, just perfect, walking across the yard, dress flowing, the whole 9 yards. And here we are, like going.
And the rest of them are, yeah.
You're the one to see something cool. Now that was cool.
You missed
Yeah.
that. Yep. Or my favorite, the new investigators who buy all the equipment and they look like Ghostbusters about to.
Got the power packs on, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Of course, they've got the
Random
headlight.
shit,
Of course, they've got the headlight because they've got a K2 in one hand, a REM pod in the other hand. They got all their gear in their pack, and they're ready.
And then they look at you. Then they look at you and say, "So when we catching a ghost?" I'm like, "We're not catching a ghost.
We're not catching
Right.
ghosts."
Exactly.
Guys, the equipment is great for
But I got all
the
this
visual part of it,
equipment.
but
We're not catching a
sometimes you've got
ghost.
to take your eyes away from that stuff and pay attention to what's really going on around you. If
Yes.
you're so focused on that
Yeah.
video camera or that K2 or that millimeter or that round pod that you're not
Yes.
actually seeing the things that are going on around. I
Plus,
mean,
the fact you're just like, hey, Karen, you just bought all that stuff. Do you even know how it works?
Yeah.
Right.
I know JB used to laugh at us because we had our gig bags and our hip holsters and everything else. But
I haven't seen it in forever. Like, you guys don't
because I don't like to dig the equipment out anymore.
Mhm.
He used to make me dig everything out. I'm like, I don't even know what I got in here. I'm good.
I don't know about you guys. Well, what are some of the favorite equipment that you like to go to, that you have, that you use all the time?
a K2. I like the cat balls, and I like a spirit box and an audio recorder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the central things that you should use on a paranormal
Yeah.
investigation.
Yep.
Yeah, but my favorite piece of equipment isn't even a piece of equipment. It's noticing the environmental changes around your body and stuff more than looking at that equipment, because you'll know something is in the room a lot longer time before
Your equipment
manipulate
starts
any
going
of that
off.
equipment. Yeah.
I think that's one of the new things that I've gotten to what I like to do, and I think Tanya and Bear will go along with me on this because we've actually gotten some really great activity doing it, and that I've gotten to where I like to run a frequency generator,
Yes.
and it just for some reason it seems like it ramps everything up.
Mhm. Yes. Yes. I like that. And I like to role play. I like to make everybody in my group role play because I feel like that just sitting in a room with a recorder is not enough, you know? And so if you get everybody involved and you role play, you get more activity afterwards because you had fun and you raise the stakes by enjoying yourself, and you put that energy out there for them to feed on. It's just so much more fun.
And if that don't work, we just make Justin be the scapegoat and put him in the Estes and make everything go off.
I will never forget the night I got asked if I was a free black.
No. Wow.
I will never forget that night. Remember, Bear?
I do. I do remember that night very well.
I was like, well, yeah. Jeez, I hope so.
That's also the night that.
But you
that's
know,
also the night I woke up the next morning with 8 scratches all over my body in different places too.
Yes.
So
yeah.
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 You know, it's amazing through the time and through everything else, and you know, it's just amazing. We saw a picture the other night, and I got to tell you, he didn't get enough pictures, didn't get enough things to really show it, but I mean, you can definitely tell what it is. And I don't think I've ever seen a picture taken like this before, but he was downstairs in the basement, and this was a black gentleman who took the picture, and he had tattoos all over his left hand, and he was
he was standing at the staircase facing into the saddle room.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was the only guy down there, and there is another hand, perfect hand, that appears that
Like
has
a real hand.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't see-through, people. It was in color and solid.
I mean, solid. Like you could just cut it off and laid it there, you know. And it had a old hemp bracelet on its wrist, and then you could see the shackle marks, the shackle scars underneath that.
But it was as solid as.
And there were no tattoos on that hand.
No tattoos at all.
That's amazing. See,
it was a great photo.
But it was off to the side of the picture, so unless you looked at every bit of that picture, you would have never noticed it.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it would have been awesome if you could have. I mean, if you took the camera and took one more picture to the left, who knows what we'd have seen there? But I mean,
standing there.
Full body apparition, you know, and I can't tell people how so many people haven't seen a full body apparition. And
Vicky saw it. Vicky saw it.
Vicky saw it.
Yeah. They're not solid. I mean, they are. I mean, they are as solid as can be. I mean, yeah. I mean, people that want to argue.
One of us came in there, you know.
That's awesome. I love that. I love also that. You know, it didn't take a whole lot of high dollar, high gizmo type of equipment to catch it.
He did it with his phone.
He did it with his phone. You know, that's just, you know, people, we don't need all this stuff. And the stuff is cool. Like, it is cool. It makes you think you're doing some shit.
Well, you know, sometimes it's, I mean, hey, look, I'm going to tell you, sometimes I've seen some amazing things with a REM pod, and we like to use a REM pod sometimes. There's areas where a REM pod can really come in handy.
Yeah.
And then there's other times that, we're not going to carry that. Just give me a recorder, give me a spirit box, and, you know, give me a K2 meter or some kind of EMF detector.
Definitely.
beam some frequencies in the area, and
I like the EDI.
yeah,
Yes.
yep,
You know, but the problem with some of this equipment is, especially if you go to the marquee places and it's not a private event, it's a guided tour or whatever, guys, you know,
Yeah.
pay attention to your surroundings and your tour guides and things like that, because
Well, especially
you know
on
the
these events.
walkies and things, click click click, well, that's going to make your equipment go
Yeah.
off.
yep.
Yes.
Yes.
And at a lot of these events, you don't have time to set up your equipment. Like you
No.
done brought all this stuff, tripods, and there's no time to set it all up. And
Yeah.
so,
And if you are one of those people, the rest of them look at you like, really? They're setting it up again? Type of person.
we all
They're
know
no more going to get it set up than you're moving again. And then they have to break it all down. You got to wait on them. And everybody's looking at them like, come on, let's go.
it's a true story. It's a true story.
Growing up, I mean, I never used
Sometimes I would do it.
equipment. I just used my body. I knew when things were around.
Yes.
It was normal.
Yeah.
So I never recorded anything because it wasn't
Right.
anything I thought about recording. It was just there. You just go with it.
And I love that you're talking about the body, because that is the best instrument we have.
It is. It is. You have to be able to.
You mean you didn't bring your shopping bag full of equipment, or your dolly full of equipment with you?
That Boo Bear.
I've never seen a Boo Bear work.
Take me anywhere.
I've never seen one work.
Ours went in an auction.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm still mad at you for that.
We were like, yeah.
And I was like, no.
Well, weren't you guys with us at Thomas' house one time and that thing kept going off?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And everybody was like, what was
That might
that?
have
And
been
we're like, it's Boo Bear. Yeah.
That was why all of our recorders kept, the recording devices kept messing up. That was that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, why do they make Boo Bears and Boo Cats, but they never make a Boo Dog? Like, I want the puppy, like the Boo Puppy or something.
Well, there is one. I have actually seen one.
I've seen one.
Yeah, and they look just like a dog, and they are probably one of the best tools, because it seems like when you're somewhere, people are used to seeing a dog and they want to touch it. So spirits are really into
love dogs. Yes.
Yep.
That
And it's really, really cool.
Until you hear one howl, that ain't standing there.
Yeah. Which we have, which we've experienced recently.
I actually sent that to Dave.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lord, I think you leave it to you to pick all that out.
Yeah. I just saw Vicki Norris's post that says, Lord, this show's been a hoot. Tanya uses her body, JP's 50 Shades, and Bear's prostitution. Good Lord.
I guess TJ's the pimp.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm the gnome.
That's a gnome. That's cute.
Melvin's just talking about Butt Thunder now.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Melvin.
Did I ever tell you guys the story of West Virginia State Penitentiary?
No, I'd love to hear it.
So Greg and I and Renee and everybody, we all go to West Virginia State Penitentiary to do a private. So there's this other team there. I don't know. It was like 20 of us. So we're doing the historical walkthrough and we're going up the stairway and I passed gas. So I thought I was by myself, but these other three ladies come twaddling up behind me and they stop on the landing, right? And they're like, do you smell that? And so I stop up halfway up the staircase and I'm like, I do smell that, right? 20 minutes, these ladies sit there doing an EVP session with my fart. I could not. I could not bring myself.
Oh God, it's a demon.
I smell sulfur. It's a demon.
I could not stop. I could not bring myself to tell them that I had passed gas. I just could not do it. And I don't know what possessed me to start giggling and run up the stairs, but I did.
Well, we did an event one night. It was Night Stalkers and Dave Spinks and a few other people, and they made the mistake of feeding everybody baked spaghetti.
And then chili.
I'm surprised the building was still standing. I know we rocked the foundation out there that night.
And you can always tell who had Taco Bell before they came. Because you'll hear the awfulest bunch of demons you ever heard. You know,
Legion.
You know.
Legion. We are many.
I had to work that investigation. I wasn't there.
You're lucky you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So, for you people that own these locations, do not feed your investigators baked spaghetti.
Yeah.
Melvin says
Or
to
baked
acknowledge and
beans
accept
or
and
anything
take
like that.
credit, not the blame.
Yeah.
Here's this team, right? And they are like 20 deep. Like I tell you, they've got matching shirts, they look all professional, and not one time did one of these ladies go, did somebody fart? So I figured this is what they've been looking for their whole lives.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah, roll with it. Roll with it. Baby. Now, what would have been better if they got an EVP of HP Spark? That would have been really good.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, normally we'll start our investigations off saying, look, guys, if you break wind, claim it, you know.
Own it. We will clear the room.
Because I guarantee you one of us will claim it if it's us.
That's me.
And Melvin will be like, oh, y'all, you like that? Watch this.
I mean, me and I don't remember any of them's names. I don't know if JB did or not, but I'm sure the conversation went like this. Hey, Brenda, what? Hey, Karen, do you smell that? It smells like, I don't know, rotten eggs or something. And then I heard a demon too. Something was growling at me. So.
Meanwhile, my black buck is creeping away.
It said, "Yo quiero Taco Bell."
Yeah, that's why I don't want to watch our blooper reels.
So yeah, that was the highlight of like that whole vacation.
The dark side of the paranormal.
So yeah.
JB, I know you and Greg you spent a lot of time at another location that we all love very much, OSPH. What's your favorite area in the hospital?
My favorite area in OSPH has got to be the emergency room. It's where I work the best. It's got the bigger, openest spaces so that I can do some of my experiments. And it's got the body box, and I like to play doctor. Vicky, be nice. I like to play doctor in the emergency room.
Yeah.
So I will set up, I will take people. I'll have a doctor who's a drunk. I'll have a nurse who's a pillhead. I'll have another nurse who is who stripped to go through college but continue to strip because she doesn't get paid enough. Then I've got a disorderly orderly. I've got a dead patient, and then I've got a receptionist. And I put them all to work, and it is the funniest shit you would ever see.
I got to tell you, I love the entire hospital. I don't have a favorite location because it's gotten to the point where no matter where we go,
Mhm.
they come to us. But I got to say, and Bear and Tanya and quite a few other people, Night Stalkers, witnessed this. But in the area you're talking about, we were sitting lights out, completely dark. And I was sitting over by the body box in a chair. And somehow I ended up on the other side of the room with my nose facing the wall.
What?
And
Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
nobody
like right
saw me.
there.
Nobody saw me get up and go over there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was right there.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the wheelchair in the waiting room, in the triage waiting room. I've seen it move by itself right there by the body box. I like to do the Essies with somebody in the body box and then us on the outside. And I've heard the chairs inside the body box move without the person's chair moving who's sitting in there. It's just really, really active in the old side of the hospital, and I love that.
It was crazy. We were watching light anomalies go around the room, and next thing I knew, I don't know how I got over there. Nobody saw me go there, but I was put on the other side of the room, and I had my nose touching the wall.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
We've also seen the tricycle move too upstairs on the 3rd floor.
On the 3rd floor, yeah.
Yep.
Move on the first floor.
Yeah.
You know, they used to keep it back in the back corner on the first floor back there where the break used to be, and this
Yeah.
they had working rooms back there. But
I've had them call me by name on the 2nd floor where somebody would chase me down. I'd be on another part of the hospital, and they would come and get me just to bring me there because they were asking for me.
Yeah, there were mimics.
Yeah.
There you've had the mimic stuff happening all the time. You'll hear somebody in the hallway, and it turns out they're on the other side of the hospital, and you never heard them, but like 5 or 6 people heard them. Like,
Right.
What about you, Greg? What's your favorite spot?
Well, I was going to say about the mimics. Our team member Missy has one during one of, I think it was either the Southern Ghost Girls or one of my events that they took a picture, and Ronnie D showed up in it, but Ronnie D wasn't even on the property at the time.
No, he was on the property, but he was downstairs with me. They were on the 3rd floor, and he was downstairs in the emergency room with me the whole night.
Well, I know Bear's had that experience.
Yes.
Yep.
yeah,
And we had one.
Yeah.
We had one. We had like an extra person in our group, and he stood in the doorway.
Yeah.
He was really tall, had a baseball cap on, like a windbreaker suit. He stood in the doorway, and we were talking, and he was interacting and nodding with us and everything. And then I turned around to tell him, the rest of the group went down. And when I turned around to talk to him, he just faded away.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah.
did y'all just see that?
Yeah.
The guy in the doorway. And we got to talking. Everybody's like, yeah, I saw him earlier standing in the doorway. We were all talking. And he just faded away.
Yeah.
There was nobody in the group with that description of, the windbreaker suit, like the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s. Yeah. Yeah.
And the baseball cap. Yeah.
What's funny is that when they turned the 3rd floor into the rehab center, I think the guy that died, when he died, he was wearing a windbreaker suit and a baseball cap.
Mm-hmm.
That guy who OD'd the day he was supposed to be released, I think that's what he was wearing.
Yeah.
got a
Well,
picture
he
of
was in
him.
our group one night.
hmm
Yep.
Oh, kind of doing a jig or a dance in the middle of the
Of
hallway.
the hallway. Yeah.
Exactly.
I see that all the time on the third floor. What about Old Harriman? Because we haven't been there yet, and we're getting ready to check it out. What's your favorite area?
So Harriman is very exciting. I mean, if you're looking for a new adventure, because like I said, there's a lot of new venues that are opening up. And thank you to Ronnie D for saving one hospital at a time across Tennessee.
Absolutely.
But Harriman is actually 3 times the size of Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. It's one city block, one full city block, and it's got 5 stories. So this place is massive. I went on a walkthrough, and there is like, you get lost. It's one of those, you know how hard it is to get lost in Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and
Not
this
anymore.
not
No, it's not. I mean, for me, I remember when I used to go to South Pittsburgh Hospital before it was cleaned up, and what
Mhm.
Ronnie has done to that place.
yes.
And when I got
Yeah.
to walk in the front door, I was already confused. I was like,
Mhm.
going, "What? A front door?
There's a
Am
front
I-
door.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can walk
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Golly.
Harriman, he's doing the exact same thing to Harriman. And I actually have an event this Friday at Harriman. It's a JB Coates event. So I'm like excited because, I don't usually get the bill to myself, which, just
Awesome. I mean, tell people where they get it. Is it sold out yet, or is it still going on?
it's almost sold out. The tickets are still for sale. You go to Old Historic Harriman, the Facebook page, and you can go to the events, and you can buy your tickets through that. I don't have the link myself, but that's where you would get them. Get your tickets; they're super reasonable. And I mean, like me, I love the old, bigger venues, but I am looking for something new to do. Does that make sense? You want to check out the new venues to see what's going on. And in this place, nobody will bump into anybody. Like it's not possible. You don't overhear the next group over, or so it's massive. And there's an old nurse who passed away there in critical care, I believe, and her name is Joanne. And she's got a chair in her nurse's station, and you bet not sit in it. Like she will let you know quick, fast, and in a hurry that you are not supposed to be in her chair.
So is that you telling us that you've had a Scooby-Doo moment there?
You said that chair, didn't you?
You just don't sit in the chair. But there's the old hospital, the surgeries, they're green tile from top to bottom and no windows, and it's just, there's a creepy factor to the hospital, because it looks like, and in my head, this is what it looks like. It looks like it could open tomorrow and start as a hospital and not have to have anything done to it. So the creep factor is, why did it close down? What's going on here? And they were going to tear it down, and Ronnie saved it, and he's planning all kinds of things in the interim to do with this hospital. And his focus right now, because Old South Pittsburgh is set. It's set in stone. It really doesn't need a whole lot of upkeep, and the volunteers there are super responsible, and they do everything they're supposed to. So now his focus is over at Harriman, as it should be. And it's just a really fantastic and amazing building. So, I mean, when you guys come out, you're going to see it. You're going to like stand in the parking lot, look up, like it's just, it goes forever. So,
Awesome.
yeah. Yeah,
It's like Ronnie says when we had it on a show, when you see the front part of the building, it looks very small and tiny,
Yeah.
And then once you get inside and you see it just goes. Poof.
Yeah. Walking around the building, you think it's just going to be this itty bitty square, right? And then you walk around the building and it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. And you're just like, holy crap, how big is this building? But it's actually, like I said, 3 times bigger than Old South Pittsburgh. And Old South Pittsburgh is not that small.
Right.
So,
we just know our way around there really well.
Yes, we do.
I love how he described it. There's areas of it's like going through time.
It is. So the actual front door of the building where people checked in is actually on the back side of the building. There's a parking lot back there, and you can't really you can't go through there because it wasn't updated the way the rest of the hospital was updated as it was going through the motions. So and in some of the places it still has some of the fake plants. Like
that's cool.
It's almost like that. Like I said, they just locked the doors and walked away, and that was it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it is
you have machinery in there too, don't they? He still has machinery in there.
Yes, there's still machinery in there. Not a lot of the x-ray stuff went to the new hospital down the road, but I was shocked actually by that, because at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital you still have the x-ray table, like you still have right. You still have all of that stuff. So walking through and seeing where things used to be is even more creepy, because you're like, you can picture it in your head, but then it's just like this vacant space. It's fantastic. Yeah. It just really is a fantastic location. And
Greg, are you getting ready to get carjacked?
Yeah, you're looking around. Somebody is.
Somebody's looking at me. That's why I turned the camera off a minute. I was like, who's looking at me?
It's that police officers.
Right.
No, this is a truck, so I don't know.
But yeah, you guys should come out on Friday and then come out again in, what's the day for the next one? The 21st? No.
When is
the next one?
The grand opening event you're talking about?
Yeah. Because mine is just a JB Coates event. If you guys don't like me, you don't have to come. I understand. But
June 11th is the
June 11th.
June 11th is the big to do at the Harriman.
Yeah, that's you can't go to West Virginia.
Yeah.
You're going to be in it, so there's an opportunity to be in West Virginia.
I'll be there. Yeah, Vicky got her tickets last 2 days ago. She called me, and then she bought her tickets. And then I talked to Ronnie the next day, and Ronnie's like, well, you might want to do some videos. We're almost sold out. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I sold 2 tickets yesterday.
That's good. That's excellent.
But, another location, the Old Stone Jail.
Thank you. I was thinking about that too. I know you guys have been up there. You guys got plans of coming back and doing any events over there or anything?
So we actually just talked about that. We were talking about doing something over there here in the near future.
It might be sooner than you think.
God damn it, Greg.
We were
June 11th.
We were just talking about it, JB, because Billy and Bear thought they had broke your kids.
Yeah. That is true.
We thought we were in trouble.
You guys were late. They were broken way before they got there.
Yeah.
Y'all were having all y'all fun across the street, and we were in the historical society, and
I was like, what do you mean my son is running down the street like a freaking lunatic?
He's just like Bear and Billy.
He's hauling ass. I don't understand.
And
I
that
didn't
was
know
the
if you were
event
going to come
they
after
got
me
banned.
or Mama Brown was going to come after me. I thought, oh, shit.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. They
That's
were
the
broken
event
way
they got
before.
banned.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I think they
You're
had to
not
run me
coming
and Bear
to me
out that
never.
night.
They haven't
Yeah.
been to another event since because they're grounded. Actually, Johnny's
Yeah.
actually been he's been in college this year, so he goes to WKU up in Bowling Green. And then Jenna actually just finished her sophomore year, so she's going to be a junior next year. So they have been really focused on their studies. And then my oldest son, Jordan, he's starting his junior year at Austin P next year. And then my oldest daughter, Jasmine, she's working up in Knoxville. She lives with her boyfriend. So they're all doing really well. And my grandson just turned 2. So, so I'm like, well, I'm a grandma now. Yeah, we were actually talking about going out there and doing an event out there, and it might be a paranormal slash because we just got into this theatrical thing that we did once that we really liked. Do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, we've been doing murder mystery events along with paranormal. It'd be like a murder mystery and like an optional paranormal investigation at the end of the night.
Cool.
We done one at the Hotel Metropolitan last year in November. Had a ball. The people got into it so much.
So much
fun. Her friend, JV's friend, Devra, is that her name, Devra? She got one of these fans and she was flicking it and she's like, my sir. I
loved it.
So was it like a real life game of Clue?
Yeah, yes, it was. And then it turned out that Jenna's ex-boyfriend was the murderer. So now that he's her ex, I knew it. So, but yeah, it was a really great night. It was so much fun that we want to do more of those, the murder mystery stuff. And he's got like a whole cabinet full of different mysteries. So I got to be a bartender. And
imagine that.
I was a bartender.
Did y'all have any activity while y'all were doing that?
Yes.
The bartender's the one that knows everything.
That's exactly why I was the bartender. But yeah, so afterwards we actually had a investigation and everything just lit up. It was so crazy. We did the Estes and we had so many people ask so many voices coming through asking who did it. Like they were interested in what we had been doing. So it was just
cool.
Really cool night. Yeah.
That just shows intelligent haunts. I mean, that's what's amazing. People don't realize how intelligent some of these spirits are.
They're around us. I think you might walk through a day and meet 10 people and 3 of them were ghosts the whole time.
Right.
You just, yes, Jenna was rah-rah. Sis boom ba. That's
right. She's like, why do I have to be rah-rah for? She's like, I really like cheerleading.
Oh, but she played the ditz so well, I was scared for her. But yeah,
and then her ex.
Yeah, her ex.
Her ex, he's like, we took a break and her ex goes, why are you all still in character? And they were like, because we want to be. And he's like, you're mean. So funny, like.
That's right. So I figure with the space across the street from the jail, as big as it is, it would be a perfect place to be able to put on one of these murder mystery theaters. And
whoever the murderer is, they go to the jail and get locked up.
That's right. That's right. We'll log them in and everything.
Behind bars. Yeah.
So I'm excited. That's fun for me. That's out of my norm. And you guys know me. I like the new stuff. I like to try new things and learn new things. So this is fun for me. This is just something cool that I get to do.
Hey,
And
and,
Frankie, I don't
stepping
have
out
any
of the
youth
box.
potion. I promise. Frankie wants to know what kind of youth potion I've been taking.
Yep.
No. Okay, virgin blood. They sell it on eBay.
All right.
But yeah, so we've got a lot going on this year. You guys just keep a lookout because, I'm really, really bad at keeping myself like in line. I have Gregg. He keeps me.
Oh, we know that you're going to be next this Friday.
I know where I'll be this Friday because it's a new week. If you had asked me about this Friday 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have known what you were talking about.
I know all about that.
And we know where you're going to be on June 6 p.m. You're going to be over here at the historic Harriman Hospital.
Look how pretty it is.
Yes, it's a beautiful place, and coats and more. And it's going to be an awesome opening night. Should be just fantastic. So we're excited about that. We may see you here at this event that we have up here, the Paracon.
Yes, the Paracon.
Yes. Up at the historical Albert Gaines house. It's an awesome home, and it's one of those newer ones that not too many people have been in yet. And
we've not been in it yet.
We're doing
No.
Ray Smisky,
Cool.
Dave Spanks, Serenity Jenny, Night Stalkers, and Debbie Mitchell Warren. And so it's exciting there. I think we have 8 tickets left on that. So
Wow.
we got time. So if you got time to get a hold of that, make sure you get that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for you guys to possibly come up to the hall still this year. We've got other events going on, but we always love to have you guys. It's always a blast to have you all there, and I look forward to seeing you. Also,
and we're gonna get your ass outside.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Well, one of the good things about it is it's so cool now in Franklin. We have the other location that's opened up, and Billy Wilkerson does such an excellent job up there. And the Old Stone Jail is a great place to go. Plus, you get to do the investigation of the Historical Society.
Yes.
And it's really worth it, and it's a great place, and you got plenty of room in there to do some fun things. So.
And there's a lot of cool stuff in there too to check out.
There
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
Toys. The toys were super cool. Like all the different toys. I was excited, and then I remembered I was 43 years old and I don't play with toys anymore.
That's exactly what I said. I remember I was 43 years old when I was in that corner.
I don't know. Somehow me and Bear ended up in the dress section.
That's my favorite
And
part.
we were there all night.
We had a good time too, didn't we?
We were a little nervous when we broke JB's kids.
I mean, like I said, they were born broke. I think that had something to do with me, but I'm not taking charge. No. And
Well, guys, it's been an awesome pleasure having you guys here tonight. JB, I know you're working on a new book. Jay,
yes.
TJ, what's going on with you? Jay,
try to get some more events set up, and besides the cons that I'm going to be at with JB, I'll be actually popping up to New Jersey Paracon too. So I'll be up there hanging out for a little bit, and and then just trying to set up this event for August to help PKC, the Paranormal Kicks Cancer, because the price of gas and things like that, they just can't make it up here this year, and I don't think that they should miss out on having the opportunity to have an event up here just because they can't make it because of other circumstances.
Right.
So,
And
and
if
it
you guys-
won't be
if you
the
guys
only
don't-
one this year. There might be more. So,
Right. If you guys don't go to any other events, let me just tell you, please go to the PKC events. They're very noble events. They are helping kids who have been diagnosed and going through treatment of cancer and their families. So if you guys get a chance, do the PKC events. They're very important. So
yeah.
And guys, thank you so much. You got a website or a Facebook page for Paranormal Adventures Events?
Yeah, well, the Facebook page, and you can find JB Coates on her Facebook page. And I also made her make a TikTok or use her
TikTok. That's right. Hey, you guys, I have a TikTok. It's Joy Coates 1, and that's my TikTok name. So yeah, I have a TikTok. But let me tell you, I am a very funny bitch. So
I never guessed that.
And we also have a new TikTok under me and JB finally come up with a name to call ourselves. We've been associated with each other so many years. We're going to be called the Haunted Vagabonds,
yes,
which is a play off of something that
else.
she was in before. Just look it up. The meaning of vagabond.
I'll be a vagabond. I will be a, and you know, I'll get it right one day. I thought it was the haunted hobos for the longest.
The haunted hobo. Wow.
Oh, I'm a hillbilly. I'm not a hobo.
Okay, my bad. So,
Well, guys, it's always a special show when Gregg T.J comes in and JB Coates is here. It is always off the charts. We love you guys.
oh, we
Thank
love
you
you
so much
guys.
for spending the time
We
with
love
us in
you
the chat
too.
room. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it greatly as we just and letting us have fun doing what we just love to do. And you all have a great rest of the week. We will see you here next week. Next week we will have W. Mitchell Warren, and we will also have David Trusty in tow with him, and we're gonna with her, and we're gonna be talking about the event at the Gaines house. We're going to be talking about UFOs and some other stuff. So please don't miss that one. And to everyone, good night. We will see you next Tuesday night.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
We made it and we didn't get kicked off.
Woo!
We're so wild.